Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Business Podcast, your source for all things business. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Martin Rowinski on the line, and he's CEO over at Boardseye. Martin, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Adam. I appreciate you having me on the show. Been looking forward to this.
All right, so excited to get into today's topic. So connecting executives with board positions, a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, executives on the line right now listening, and they're interested in that. I mean, but not everybody knows where to start. So we're going to get into that. But before we do, tell us a little bit more about your company, Boardseye, please.
Yeah, so Boardseye started a couple years ago. It actually started a little bit before that, but it took some time to build the basics of it, which is a very simple platform that allows executives to basically see what board positions we have available for them. Once we had that, we started building the network, and it works two ways. This is a win-win situation. So obviously, we're finding companies, everything from private, from startups to as big as public companies. It's not geo-located just in U.S. We do find other companies as well that are in need of help. But it's a win for them by us helping them find an executive. And obviously, it's a win for the executive because they're looking to expand and widen their horizons and go into board positions, whether it's from a maturity level or maybe they have done something great and now they're ready to help other companies do the same. So we really find ourselves in a great position and in a way that we can speed up the process, which on average can take 2 years for an executive to kind of get into that role and attempting to network themselves, and we can take that process and speed it up for them and put them in front of some opportunities that can be very beneficial.
Man, what a great idea. I love it. And it makes so much sense. So let's just dive into today's topic. I mean, that's why I wanted you on the show to talk about this today, because you're the guy. Connecting executives with board positions. Where do you want to start with this one?
So the business started out really simple, exactly what you just said. We are in a position where we can actually connect executives with a board position as a board member or sometimes as a board of advisors. So both are extremely beneficial to companies. We find ourselves in being in a disruptive space since we are speeding up that process. So it's been great, and now we're kind of growing into other things as well.
What are some of the things that, and I know this is going to vary from company to company, obviously size of company, demographic, industry, all that kind of stuff, but I know certain themes tend to arise. So that being said, what are some of the things that companies are often looking for when it comes to selecting their board members? So I know there's some people listening right now that have interest and they're like, are they the right fit?
Yeah, so it does. It's we're not niche in any one industry. So depending on the industry, it's really going to vary. But I would say the overall theme always, or the biggest person that they're always seeking is somebody that's driven for growth, been there, done that, and has a great strategy of how to accomplish it. And then from there, you kind of filter it down to the industry. Now, obviously, you do have to be careful when it comes to industry because if they are currently still working in that industry, they might not be able to help somebody that, there might be a conflict there. But you'd be surprised how many times you can cross over certain industries that you would never imagine would be helpful. So, and we've been able to do that, and we've actually given businesses ideas how to bring on from an industry that they didn't even think about, and all the time their business not only grows in their industry, but now they're also looking at growth and expanding into other areas as well. So it's been pretty interesting.
What does a typical time commitment look like for a board member, just in general? I mean, if you can give a range, obviously it's going to vary, but just to give an idea for people that have maybe never served on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. So as an actual board member on a public, at a public company, if an executive cannot dedicate at a minimum 200 hours a year, then in our minds, they should not be a board member. To be an effective board member, you're definitely looking at least committing 200 hours in a year.
No, it's very helpful. What are some of the, just again, we're talking right now to maybe some of the people that have never been, they're very tenured and experienced executives, so maybe they haven't held a board seat yet and they're still considering it. Take me through what some of those functions or responsibilities look like typically?
So it varies, and we are actually, you hit on a topic that's very interesting to us because we are moving in that area. Some of the challenges we have come across when it comes to a public company, they can be pretty picky on who they put on there. And if it's somebody that has no experience in being on a board, and that includes a nonprofit, so a lot of times we will suggest to board members that or people that want to start serving on boards to start out on a nonprofit. It really kind of gives you the basics of experience. It's a lot easier to get on those boards. A lot of times they're looking for people that can network and help them raise funds. That's the biggest thing that they're looking for. But it really gives you an overall general idea of what it takes and the time commitment to serve on a board. It is different. It's not a CEO job. It's definitely not a day-to-day. You do have to kind of put that ego away because you're not driving a company. You're part of a team that's got, everything from legal responsibilities, governance. I mean, there is a lot of responsibilities. So what we've initiated, and this is coming soon to all Board's Eye members will get this benefit, but we're working with someone that's in space. He's actually a book author on this space, and he's writing a second book right now, and he is working on videos for us so we can actually educate our executives on exactly what it takes to be on a board and how to serve to that extent that you're actually helping the company and obviously helping yourself. And as that happens and as you grow, then it becomes obviously easier to get on boards. So a lot of times we'll either start them on a nonprofit or that's exactly where advisors, putting them on a board of advisors is very helpful because you don't have a lot of the legal governance or any of that stuff, but you're just serving as an advisor. And that is a great start to really come in as a third party into a company and help out and have that meeting. Sometimes it's one-on-one, sometimes it can be a group meeting, but you're doing that with the CEO and you're driving that growth strategy and you're kind of seeing the opening of what it's like to be this third party, and that really prepares you as well for serving now on a board later.
Man, that's awesome. All great info today, Martin. So that being said, if somebody's listening to this and they want more information on Board's Eye or connecting with you and your team, I mean, what's the best way for them to reach out and get more info?
So the best way is simply go to our website, boardseye.com, BOARDSI.com. There are many opportunities on the page to click on schedule an appointment. And best thing you can do is just schedule an appointment with one of our representatives. They'll go over, it's about a 20-minute phone call. They'll give you more details than what I just gave you. You can ask them any question. They'll give you any answer that is appropriate, obviously, not any answer. But a Q&A is great with them to get an understanding. Once you go through that, if it's something you like, you will be added into our network. From there, we just to kind of give you the steps, they go on to scheduling an onboarding call with our onboarding specialist that will get really deep into your profile. From there, we basically we'll get you the credentials to our platform and get working with you. And it is a process. We, after you even get on the platform, you will see what's on there right now available to apply to. If people don't see exactly what they're looking for, I will say right now, don't get discouraged because there are many steps in our program, and we actually have companies that we're talking to daily, and we might not have the executive that they're looking for, and we're always obviously adding executives, just like we're always adding companies, and that match might happen in a month or two. So it is a growing network on both sides, as far as adding executives and as far as adding companies. So the timing, you just never know when it's perfect.
Fantastic. Well, Martin, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about what we need to know about board positions for executives and securing those. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Business, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments in the video. Love to know what kind of projects and things that you're working on. And Martin, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it.